Hello, everybody, and welcome to this week's bi-weekly community call. We hold these calls every other Tuesday at 8 a.m. Eastern and 1 p.m. UTC. However, these times are prone to change as we are redesigning our communications with a new survey. Please respond to us if you haven't, and join us on the call next time on the 13th of February. But for today, let's look at the agenda. We'll start off with Brave New DeFi, who will walk us through the recent snapshot voting period that just started about DAO Teams' budget request for the first half of this year. And then myself and Brave will briefly introduce the Insights report on the forum. We'll take a sneak peek and talk about some key highlights from the last quarter and the last year. And then, as always, we'll hear from Hugh with a recap of Foundation Team's recent priorities and accomplishments. And we'll also have some other updates from our governance forum as well as from our weekly review of cover sales. Let's start off with Brave. Brave, take it away.
All right. Good morning, everyone. I'll provide a quick overview of the Nexus Mutual DAO proposal for the DAO Team's 6-month budget request in this section. We move on to the next slide. So if you're not familiar with this process, the active DAO teams operate on 6-month funding periods. We're now at the end of our last round of funding, and we're seeking renewal. The original RFC for this proposal was posted on the 8th of January, and this transitioned to an NMDP on the 22nd of January. So now that it's been open for review for the last 23 days, it's been transitioned to a snapshot vote, which will open for voting later today at 3 p.m. UTC. In the proposal on the forum, the Community, R&D, and Investment Committee have outlined their priorities for the next 6 months, which aim to support the core objectives of the mutual, which are growth, tokenomics, and progressive decentralization. We've also provided an overview of our ongoing responsibilities, our current budget request, broken down by each team, as well as a review of our performance over the last 6 months. All in total, we've shared quite a lot of information, but we want members to be informed and up to date on our progress and the impact our work has had over the last 6 months. If you want an in-depth overview of our proposal, and you'd like to listen to that in an audio format, you can check out the Nexus Mutual Foundation and DAO Teams 2024 Q1 and Q2 goals video. That recap from our last community call is on the Nexus Mutual YouTube channel, and I can drop that link in the chat for today's call as well. So for the next 6 months, the DAO teams are collectively requesting $153,500 to fund the next 6 months of operations. You can still review the NMDP post on the governance forum, ask questions, and leave any comments you might have, even while the vote is active. Sam and I will be available on the governance forum and on Discord to answer any questions throughout the week about the NMDP and snapshot vote. And as I shared, the snapshot vote will open for voting today, the 30th of January at 3 p.m. UTC, and it will remain open for voting until Monday, the 5th of February, at which time it will close at 3 p.m. UTC. You can find the link to the snapshot vote in the call resources for today, in the announcements channel on Discord, on the NMDP on the forum, and on the Nexus Mutual DAO snapshot space as well. I'm happy to answer any questions that anybody might have at this time as well. But if nobody has any questions, just reach out to us on Discord or the forum if you can think of anything later today. If you have a question that comes up during the call, just drop that in the chat and we can answer that too later in the call. But with that, I'll hand things back to Sem, who can go over the Q4 Insights report she published on the forum this morning. Sem?
Thanks, Brave. As the DAO community team, we are thrilled to present the Nexus Mutual DAO's Q4 2023 Insights report. This quarter has been transformative for us. We have marked significant strides in cover sales, investment earnings, and much more, including the tokenomics project's launch. It set the stage for continued growth. In addition, we established a partnership with Covery to underwrite a broader range of real-world risks. All the while, members continued to manage risk by staking NXM in various staking pools, and they earned rewards in parallel. In addition, we paid out claims. You can find the full report at the Nexus Mutual Forum to take a look at the details within each section. But to recap with some of the highlights, in Q4, we achieved over $58 million in cover sales. This is a testament to our community's trust and the increasing demand for our products. Interesting to note, we've seen a strategic shift away from relying solely on protocol cover. We embraced a more sustainable partnership framework that fortifies our position as DeFi's leading risk marketplace with partners such as Sherlock, Liquid Collective, and the Retail Mutual. Our capital pool investments have been fruitful, generating over $1.2 million in rewards for our members, and 55% of the capital pool is currently generating yield through staked ETH investment allocations that are done in a diversified manner. Moreover, our commitment to processing claims has led to the approval and payment of almost $300,000 worth of claims to members who suffered losses. This reinforces our pledge to our community's support and security in DeFi. If we look at the numbers that tell the story of our last quarter, we see again that our cover sales have reached an impressive $58.3 million. From these sales, our members earned about $209,900 in cover fees. Like pointed out, the investment strategy paid off well. In addition, the DAO benefited from commissions, earning over $20,000, which contributes to our operational sustainability and is an example how dedicated front ends can utilize commissions to boost earnings. Last but not least, the ratcheting AMM buyback brought in a significant value of over $5.3 million for members. This is only one way the tokenomics strategy showcases its success. Zooming out to the entire year, the figures are even more telling. Our cover sales are about $359 million, with cover fees exceeding $1.3 million. Even in this year's bear market, the mutual remained profitable, increased capital pool investments, and expanded into new markets. I'm personally really proud of the team and our members, and quite excited for 2024, as our roadmap is clear, with a clear focus on expanding our product offerings, enhancing our platform, and deepening our community engagement. At this point, I want to hand things over to Brave, with whom I worked together to prepare this report, to share some final remarks on the report. Brave?
I just wanted to say that DeFi moves so fast, and it's really easy to overlook everything we've accomplished in 2023. Just as a recap, in the last year, we launched V2, which allowed people to build risk management businesses on top of the protocol and expand cover distribution. Like Sam pointed out, we've seen Sherlock, Uno Re, and Unity Cover as the primary staking pool managers, in addition to Hugh's personal staking pool. Open Cover launched in September of 2023, and Open Cover has been helping distribute Nexus Mutual Protocol cover on L2s like Base, Optimism, and Arbitrum. We saw $8.8 million paid out in claims to people who lost funds in FTX, BlockFi, Gemini, Euler, and other smaller claim events. And from that, the mutual has already recovered $2.3 million in funds from claimants who are reimbursed or transferred their bankruptcy claims to the mutual. We're expecting additional recoveries as well, and the Foundation legal team is working hard to recover funds where reimbursement was made available to claimants so that they're not benefiting from two payouts from any claim event. So the mandate that the Foundation legal team has through NMDP 205 is to work and recover reimbursements where possible to get those back into the capital pool. We've expanded into real-world risk with the Retail Mutual Cover and the Cover Redeal, which are both pretty groundbreaking for a DeFi coverage protocol, bridging on-chain capital to off-chain markets. We've updated some cover products and launched some new cover products. We launched the tokenomics upgrade after our members approved NMDP 209. So now members have been able to redeem their NXM for ETH, and 355 members have redeemed NXM for ETH to date. You can see that summary in the complete Q4 Insights report, as well as in past issues of the hedge. NXM and WNXM have been within 1% of each other since the tokenomics upgrade, when that was completed in November. And right now, there's about a 0.5% difference between the open market price and the NXM price. Through the RAM's price discovery mechanism, as Sam pointed out, NXM holders earned, as of right now, about 5.4 million through the automated buybacks, as the RAM has that price discovery mechanism, and that happened during the initial exit period. So there's a lot that we have in store for 2024, and there's a lot that we've accomplished in 2023. I would recommend everybody to check out the roadmap that we have on the forum for some alpha on the things we're working on in 2024, as well as looking at the Q4 Insights report. 2023 was a really great year for the mutual, and even in a low yield environment, even with a large amount of claim payouts, the mutual still saw a net profit of over $4.1 million in 2023. I think through a lot of the work that we're going to be doing to increase growth in 2024, investing more of the available float in the capital pool, growing our community and getting more active DAO contributors and active DAO community members, I think we can expect another promising year of capital pool and DAO Treasury growth. Again, I highly recommend everyone read through these reports and the roadmap. It's a really great overview and provides a nice look back on 2023. We're happy to take any questions that anybody might have on Discord or on the forum about these reports or the roadmap. And I'm really looking forward to community feedback on these things. But yeah, there's a lot that we have to celebrate. But if there are no questions, I'll hand things over to Hugh to share some updates from the foundation. Hugh?
Cool, thanks guys. Yeah, really good report. Get into the details if you're interested. There's a decent amount of stuff in there. So an update on the key things from the foundation side. As was mentioned, we're working on Cover Re. So I guess it's been agreed at a high level. Members have agreed, but we're just going through the due diligence side of things and looking to sign contracts over the coming weeks, and then the upgrades that are required to actually execute the smart contract upgrades that are required. They should go live in the next few weeks as well, and then we can actually make the kind of investment, which is the kind of stage one of the relationship, and then we'll be looking over the coming months to then implement the retrocession part of it, where Cover Re transfer risk into the mutual. So I'm looking forward to kind of pulling all that together in the kind of first half, maybe late second quarter or second quarter of this year. So we'll have to see on the timing, but that's what we're aiming to do. So that's going well. I guess the other thing, just to add on the recoveries, so the FTX recoveries are going quite well. So we've made some indicative sales of some of the claims, some of the larger ones, and so we're looking to hopefully finalize that over the next few weeks. That won't be all of the recoveries, but it'll be a chunk of them, and the rest they're a bit smaller, so we'll probably leave them for a while and see how it plays out with evaluation, etc. So a lot of legal work on that side, but it's going well. We should expect some decent recoveries to come through. So that's good news. I guess we're also working on some product development side of things. I'm coming up with some new products with some new partners. I can't share full details right now, but that's going really, really well. And it's definitely a promising new product, and so hopefully that has some success behind it over the first half of this year. I guess on the more dev side, UI is still being worked on. We've just been distracted by a few other little bits and pieces with Cover Re and other stuff going on, but the UI review is still ongoing. So I'll give you more updates when we have a bit more certainty on the time frame. And I guess after Cover Re, one of the bigger pieces we're picking up is cover edits, so ability to edit the amount and length of the cover, which will be useful for many people, I think. So that's kind of the key stuff on the development side of things. I guess personally, one thing I'm also looking at in a bit of details is considering some of the parameters that we launched with V2, not necessarily not tokenomics, but the V2 parameters have been live for about a year. And then there's one in particular that we may want to look at reviewing. So I'm going to have a little bit of analysis on that and maybe put up a forum post to get people's input on that. So I guess look out for that one as well. So I think that's the main stuff. If you've got any questions, happy to take them now or on Discord or stuff later. Thanks.
Thanks, you. Let's move on with a review of the new protocol cover listings with Brave.
Thanks, Sam. Yeah, if you haven't already noticed, we've been adding more protocol cover listings in the Nexus Mutual UI. In recent weeks, we've added protocol cover listings for Pendle, Eigenlayer, Stakewise v3, Hyperliquid, Compound v3, Urine v3, Velodrome v3, GMX v2, DHedge, Term Finance, and Aerodrome. You can see some of those featured on this slide. We'll be adding new listings in the coming weeks as well. The next listing that you can expect to see in the UI will be for Maverick Protocol. I've been highlighting these listings on the Nexus Mutual Twitter account as well, and we've seen a big increase in impressions now that we're posting regular content every day and featuring listings on a daily basis. So far, the listings that we've promoted on Twitter over the last month have seen roughly 8.65 million in cover buys come through, which have brought in a little bit more than 43,000 in cover fees over that time frame. We're also working with OpenCover on co-marketing initiatives to make more folks aware that they can buy Nexus Mutual Protocol cover on L2s through OpenCover. So with OpenCover, people don't need to be members to buy protection through OpenCover. They can just purchase protection on L2s with lower gas fees while enjoying the same comprehensive coverage that we offer on Ethereum through the official Nexus Mutual UI. So look out for an announcement later this week about upcoming Twitter Spaces we'll be hosting with OpenCover and BP Finance on Wednesday, February 7th. We'll also be hosting another Twitter Spaces the week after on Wednesday, February 14th with OpenCover and GMX to talk about the GMX v2 listing, OpenCover's availability to buy GMX v1 and v2 cover, and what the GMX team is working on. So keep an eye out for those new listing announcements on our Twitter account, OpenCover's Twitter account, and on our Discord server. If there's a protocol that you would like to see listed, reach out to us in the Purchasing Cover or our Members Lounge channels on Discord and ask us to review a protocol for a listing. We're always happy to evaluate new listings that our members would like to see in the UI. And I did just want to quickly note on the slide as well, that I think protocol cover is really important, and given that we've seen over 125 million exploits just since this year started, with the most recent hack happening just this morning on Abracadabra Protocol for about 7 million, it's never been more important to protect your productive crypto against these really big risks in DeFi. So I think people should take a look at what we have listed in the UI, look at, availability for capacity. If there isn't enough capacity, you can reach out to us and we can reach out to the staking pool managers to see if we can get capacity opened up for you. But I think people should make protocol cover a core part of their portfolio management practices, so that, when hacks happen, it doesn't set you back. You don't lose a significant amount of funds. I'm always happy to answer questions about protocol cover or any listed protocol on Discord or Twitter as well. So definitely reach out if you have questions or you want to learn more about protocol cover protections or about what is covered when you purchase protocol cover for a specific protocol. So on that, I think we can move to the next slide. I also wanted to give a quick update on the RFC about oSnap that the UMA team has posted on the forum. I imagine this is going to transition to a formal NMDP soon, so everybody should read through the proposal and ask any questions or share their thoughts. But for those of you who aren't familiar with oSnap, oSnap is infrastructure built on top of Safe that was developed by UMA. This allows people to create a snapshot vote for a DAO that has a transaction payload. For example, the DAO Teams funding proposal would be a good example of what could be used for a vote. So if a vote with the payload is approved, oSnap can automatically send the funds from a Safe multi-sig per the snapshot proposal specifications. So that could be sent from the DAO Treasury to the recipient or the recipients after a vote closes. This reduces dependencies on DAO multi-sig signers and allows DAOs to further decentralize their snapshot governance procedures even if they're using a safe multi-sig to custody funds. oSnap also allows people to dispute outcomes, and there are security measures in place to prevent abuse as well. I've outlined some options in a comment on that post where members can set the oSnap parameters and set some snapshot parameters to make the process more secure and prevent any abuse or any malicious proposals from coming through. You can see those on the next slide. But just to give you an idea, with oSnap, you have like what the quorum is. There is a quorum feature in Snapshot as well that you can implement. I've suggested a 50,000 NXM quorum amount, so that any vote would need a significant amount of NXM to pass. The voting period, I think the minimum voting period should be 5 days. That's typically what we do for our DAO team proposals. It's what I suggest for people. That's what we have in the guidelines for the NMDP process for snapshot votes. And the challenge period here I've suggested is 36 hours. This would be the time between a vote closing and a vote being executed. That 36 hours can be used to open a dispute through UMA, and then the UMA voters, through their optimistic oracle, can review and then vote on the outcome. So they would be checking to see if the transaction payload matches the specifications in a given proposal. So the above parameters that I have in this comment are specific to oSnap. The other ones about proposal validation are just specific to Snapshot. So we can have a certain threshold for anyone putting up a proposal, or the other option is to have specific admins or mods on the Snapshot space that are the only ones that can open up proposals. One of them is a little bit more permissionless. One of them is a little bit more gated, but it really is up to members. I don't have any specific preference on that. I would love to see members kind of discuss this and share their opinions on what options would be best if oSnap were implemented. I'd like to say that I'm overall supportive of this proposal. I look forward to seeing it transition to an NMDP. However, I would like to see other members share their thoughts on the governance forum and provide feedback on this RFC before it goes to a DAO proposal. If anybody has any questions, I'm happy to answer them now, or you can share your questions on the forum, and Bobby, who has been the one that's been posting and has been answering from UMA, will be able to answer them for you. He's been really fast at responding on the forum so far, and if you drop a question in Discord, I can let him know and he can answer that as well. But yeah, I highly recommend everybody check that out. I think oSnap is a really cool feature, and it's something that we could definitely benefit from. But if there are no questions on oSnap, I'll pass things back to Sam.
Thanks, Brave. Let's look at the last week in numbers. In the last week, the mutual sold $6.5 million worth of cover, and members earned $33.2 thousand in fees, as outlined in the table to the left. We have seen new product listings boost our cover sales, including Pendle, which has made an impressive entrance to our list this week. Our active cover amount is just a little about $30 million. It's seen a significant increase from the last week, I think about almost 10%. Overall, this week has been one of the more profitable weeks of January. If you want to review the weekly analysis, you can check out our forum for more details. Now I want to open the space up for any questions from members. If you have anything that you want to ask the team here about our goals, about the topics on the agenda, about in general DeFi security, crypto security, you can ask them now, or you can reach out to us on our Discord or governance forum with any open questions anytime. I don't see anyone typing, so I will just wrap up this call. Thanks for joining us today. Our next call will be on the 13th of February. Please check out the survey that we recently distributed here. Give us your feedback and take care. Bye.
Bye, everyone. Feel free to check out that survey in the announcements channel, but we will talk to you a little later. I hope everybody has a great day.
Cool. Thanks, everyone. See ya.